You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White sports fans, we're going to be talking about the NFL and the Washington football team, formerly known as the Washington Redskins. The news that we got today, folks, it is the death knell of the legacy of the Washington Redskins. It is over. And I guess we kind of should have saw this coming, folks, because the Washington football team, this is a team with no name, no identity, nothing that fans can actually relate to. The fans of Washington knew this team as the Redskins. Well, guys, if you are a fan of this football team, you will be highly disappointed going to the stadium this season because last season they didn't have any fans and they changed their name to the Washington football team as they bent the knee and discarded decades of history. I believe they were the Redskins for 100 years or something like that, or pretty close. But if you're going to show up now to a Washington football game, folks, you better not show up and honor the legacy of the Redskins, because check this out, guys. Washington football team no longer permitting fans to wear Native American headdresses, face paint at home games. Why can't you honor Native Americans? I need an answer to this. I really do. Is it offensive? Well, they were known as the Redskins for decades, and people showed up to the games in face paint and headdresses. They were honoring Native Americans. But now, since the Washington football team, formerly known as the Redskins, decided to bend the knee, their legacy of being the Redskins has been eliminated. You cannot wear a headdress at the game. You cannot wear face paint, because I guess somebody has deemed this to be racist. But it says here, the Washington football team has yet to announce its new name, but until then, club policy will begin breaking fans away from the old one. The club announced Wednesday that fans at FedEx Field will not be permitted to wear Native American ceremonial headdresses or face paint this season. Fans weren't permitted into WFT home games last year due to COVID-19, and the prior year, such costuming was still permitted under the former branding. It will be 2022 before the franchise is rebranded with a new name and logo, but all that's known for certain at this point is that it will not contain any Native American imagery. Quote, "We have 89 years of history in this league, and failing to acknowledge our past use of Native American imagery in the consideration of the new name wouldn't be mindful of the individuals and communities that were hurt by the previous name." Now, guys, almost nobody that was Native American was offended by this name. This is complete baloney. And this is Washington football team president Jason Wright wrote for the team's website last month. "We've made significant changes in our organization and our culture, and our new name must reflect these changes. To that end, we will choose an identity that unequivocally departs from any use or approximate linkage to Native American imagery." Unreal, guys. Unreal that the Washington football team, they might as well just forget about Joe Gibbs and the Washington Redskins winning 3 Super Bowls, because I guess if you show those pictures and you see the Native American imagery on the side of the helmet, I guess that's going to be deemed offensive. You can forget about throwback jerseys. You can forget about throwback uniforms. The Washington Redskins are just completely dead now. Completely dead. The Washington football team has no history. I guess that Washington fans should consider this new football team to be some type of an expansion team, because they don't have any history. They have no name, no logo, no history, no nothing. Nothing. Joe Gibbs never existed for the Washington football team. The Redskins never existed. I guess, if you're going to wear a throwback t-shirt to a game with the Washington Redskins name with the logo, maybe they'll kick you out of the game. This is utterly ridiculous, folks. Completely ridiculous. But you know, the Kansas City Chiefs, you guys are nuts. I mean, they have retired their horse. I believe his name was like Warhorse or something like that. Not permitted. The Kansas City Chiefs are on deck. Trust me. I don't care what you guys say. You guys say you keeping the name. Trust me. You guys will bend the knee too, because this is what sports has done. Everything is offensive. Everything is offensive to the woke mob. And truly, folks, Native Americans really had no say in this decision to drop the name. This is just completely ridiculous. I'm a Cowboys fan. Redskins, Cowboys, that was a real rivalry. I don't know what this rivalry is now with Washington. A team with no name versus the Cowboys. No, that's not history. That is not legacy. This is utterly ridiculous garbage, if you ask me. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, the Redskins are completely dead now. Don't even show up to the stadium even thinking about wearing a Redskins shirt, headdress, hat, because you will be kicked out, guys. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.